Hi there, my name is m.a.n. I'm an author and I write in several genres, particularly existential thrillers, speculative fiction, usually about topical issues in the world and sort of built into the framework of a thriller novel, geopolitical, whatever. Several of my books have covered the subject of nuclear weapons for obvious reasons. It's it's mistake waiting to go off. We're just waiting to happen. And of course, now we see it. We see the potential for it happening now as Russia invades Ukraine, and Putin's last message to the world, in so many words, was: "If you try to interfere with me, you will experience consequences that you've never experienced before." And so the illusion is obviously pretty clear. He's prepared to use nuclear weapons against anyone who tries to stop his conquest for reasons that only a sociopath would have and a dictator, which he is. The problem we have is that he has an arsenal of nearly 7,000 nuclear weapons, and that's what we know of, and that's assuming he's been transparent. And given that he isn't a transparent person, and he is a dictator, and he is a sociopath, it's more than likely that he has more. And that makes the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. It also means that he has the potential to wipe out just about any city he wants to. The problem is that he's sort of holding the world hostage right now because with that declaration, of course, America doesn't want to move against him because they know he could use the weapons. Nobody else has the power to stop that kind of assault. So he sort of has, he has the world hostage right now. And this is the point about nuclear weapons that has been an issue in my books for the last 7, 8 years, that it's just a time bomb waiting to go off. And unfortunately, it's one that's going to happen ultimately. It just was a matter of who was going to make the first move. And of course, Putin is there, and he has an ally, which is China. And China, of course, has their own nuclear arsenal. And those two nations combined, and you have a real serious problem in the world. So now, what do we do about it? Okay. Well, while others fight that battle, we have organized, I have organized in association with other people, something called B.A.N, which you can see here, which means ban all nukes. And this is an initiative to abolish nuclear weapons in the world. It's obviously not the only initiative. You have major organizations like ICANN, which have made major strides in getting treaties signed by non-nuclear nations with their agreement that they'll never develop nuclear weapons. Of course, the only problem with that is that the 9 nations that have nuclear weapons have refused to sign the treaty. And so it's kind of, it's going nowhere in that respect. So what we're doing is we're starting this initiative here called B.A.N. We want to build up a massive following and a lot of voices, because really when it comes down to it, dictators come and go, their conquests come and go. It's just like dust in the wind. They fade. I mean, it's the way that Rome went, Hitler went, the Mongols, you name it, and Putin will go the same direction. How much damage he does in the interim, that's another question. But it's up to the people, because as the saying goes, the power of the people is greater than the people in power. And that's a truth, because in the end, it's always the people that have to resolve the major issues and make the changes in the culture. It's not just individuals. It's certainly not leaders. Leaders, unfortunately, not to say are all bad or anything like that, but the problem is that one man or one woman isn't going to change the world. It takes a community, and it takes a transformation, a transformative mentality, let's say. So what we're trying to do is spotlight the issue of nukes, say that we don't want them anymore. They don't belong in our world. They haven't stopped wars. That was the big propaganda campaign that the Americans ran back after they dropped 2 nukes on Japan and said, hey, with these nuclear weapons, we'll have peace because nobody will want to fight again. And of course, that's just a bunch of hogwash, because we've had wars ever since 1945. And now, as we see the escalation of nuclear weapons, Russia was 7,000 sort of, America was 6,500 nukes. we're in a deadlock, you see. If anyone tips the scales, it's an apocalypse. So there is no answer for it except get rid of the nukes. And because they will always end up in the hands of dictators, because there's nobody in their rational mind who will use nuclear weapons against people except a sociopath. And Putin's a sociopath. Hitler was a sociopath. They're all sociopaths. They're all criminals, hiding behind their suits and their government, facade. The truth of the matter is, he's the kind of guy that will use these weapons. So we have to take them away from him, and that's our job. And if you're the kind of person that's sitting there saying, "Oh no, it's not my job. The government's going to do this," well, hey, it's been over 70 years since the first nukes were dropped. All that's happened is escalation, and the governments who should be stopping this are the very ones who are escalating the number of nuclear weapons. So, B.A.N. Now, as part of B.A.N, we're launching something called m.a.n, which is just a catchy phrase for motorcyclists against nukes. And this is an initiative, an additional initiative as part of the B.A.N movement. We're organizing a massive MC rally, motorcycle rally, 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, whatever, in Gothenburg, Sweden. Starting, it'll probably be launched in May, early June. Details are going to be announced on the website. Nobody's ever done a motorcycle tour against nuclear weapons. This is sort of a new thing, but we want to catch a lot of attention. We want to raise the issue, spotlight it so that everybody can see it. We're going to be handing out stickers and leaflets and all sorts of stuff. But the main thing is to bring attention to the fact that it's up to us to make the world the way we want it. If we're going to leave it in the hands of people like Putin or just the American president or a few other individuals, then we're going to be waiting a very long time, and we'll probably never see it in our lifetimes, and our kids will never see it either, because the fact of the matter is the war machine is there. The war machine needs to be de-escalated and abolished. There is no other answer to it. If we can't learn to live as human beings, which we are capable of doing, obviously, and have demonstrated the case, then nuclear weapons will ultimately be our downfall, because somebody's going to press the button. Maybe it's going to be Putin, and if it is, well, we're in for a sorry ride. Anyhow, we're gonna do this tour in Gothenburg, so I'm inviting everybody who's a motorcyclist around Sweden. I don't care where you are, Norway, Denmark, if you want to come up. It'll start in Gothenburg. It'll tour through the city and around. We'll have media attention, and we want to sort of make an overwhelming, impactful message that we're not standing for it anymore. So there you go. Go to the website, Facebook, B.A.N, B.A.N, or Ban All Nukes, and from there you can link to the website. It's a page on my author website, and there you can actually read even more details about it, plus articles, obviously, about nuclear weapons and such. But all the details will be on the Facebook page, where you can actually sign in to join up on the event and the ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. But more importantly, it's going to send a message that we the people are not putting up with this anymore. So there you go. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you on the ride. And if not, go to B.A.N on the Facebook page and like the page so you can be kept apprised of what's happening, and you can add your voice to the momentum that we need to create to change this scenario, because it does need to be changed. And I think 98% of the world's population agree. The other 2%, the sociopaths who are behind Putin and stuff, well, they'll be dust, as history has demonstrated. So thanks for listening.